49ers Training Camp Rewind, where we're recapping everything that you might have missed in the 49ers second block of training camp practices. Also, we've got an exclusive interview with San Francisco star tight end George Kittle, who's calling into the show to give us a little background on how he's progressing in his fourth NFL training camp. But first, let's get started with what happened over the last week at the SAP Performance Facility. The 49ers have had to adjust a session due to the Northern California wildfires, given the unhealthy air quality surrounding Santa Clara County. Our thoughts and prayers are with all who are affected. It's been back and forth days between the offense and the defense. We've seen guys like Kendrick Bourne and Jerick McKinnon shine, and then the 49ers defense steps up and they lock down the offense. Veteran cornerback Richard Sherman hauled in interceptions in back-to-back practices. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said, if you sell anything over guys or look at one guy too long, Sherman's going to follow your eyes and come out of nowhere. And that's exactly what happened twice in the last week. Eric Armstead made his return to practice after missing the first block with back tightness. Shanahan said nickel corner Keiana Williams is week to week, and he expects him to miss the next 2 weeks with a calf injury. Speaking of injuries, guard Ross Reynolds went down on Sunday with what appeared to be a leg injury. He was carted off the field during the session. There's more updates to come on his status. Stay tuned with that. The 49ers are already thin in the interior offensive line. The team added depth with the signing of 6-year veteran Haranis Grasu. Brandon Ayuk also came down with an injury on Sunday's practice. On a deep route, the rookie wideout came up grabbing the back of his left leg. No word yet on the extent of his injury. D4 took part in one-on-one drills, however, sat out during team work on Sunday with what looked like discomfort in his ankle calf area. Be on the lookout for more updates there. A bit of encouraging news. Nose tackle DJ Jones left Thursday's practice with what appeared to be a shoulder injury. Shanahan reported there were no signs of any injury to the defensive lineman's shoulder. However, he is currently in the concussion protocol. Deebo Samuel was spotted along the sideline doing sprints earlier this week, a good sign as the receiver continues to work his way back from a foot injury. Also, Ronald Blair III, he was seen conditioning on the sidelines. According to Shanahan, center Weston Richburg, defensive lineman Julian Taylor, and wide receiver Richie James Jr. are likely to open the season on PUP. Players on the PUP list may not participate or play in the first 6 weeks of the season. Kyle Shanahan said third-year wide receiver Dante Pettis has returned to camp with a new mentality. After a promising finish to his rookie campaign, the receiver made a lackluster return in year 2. Now, a season removed, the wideout hopes to have met the expectations of Kyle Shanahan and had a standout session on Thursday, exploding with 5 catches during full team drills from all 3 of the 49ers quarterbacks. And Solomon Thomas, he's had an impressive showing this week also. The fourth-year defensive lineman notched multiple quarterback pressures and a run stop on Sunday, and also beat his man on several one-on-one reps. Defensive coordinator Robert Saleh seems pleased with his progress so far through camp. And as I promised, we've got George Kittle on the way. Stay tuned and take a look at the top plays from the 49ers' best tight end as we dial him in.
George Kittle is for real. Wow. He can block, he can run after the catch, he has great hands.
Guys are not supposed to be that big, that fast, that physical, that athletic, and that impossible to bring down.
George Kittle literally can do it all on and off the field. I'm telling you, San Francisco, lock this guy in.
Best all-around tight end in the game. Not one of the best, but the best.
Can't nothing stop me, I'm on the
rush. Score it, Kittle. And when you got one of the best tight ends in the league, that happens too. Wide open downfield is George Kittle. Kittle with a straight arm, still on his feet. It is caught, still on his feet is Kittle with a big play. And the stiff arm, George Kittle. Under pressure, and that is a fabulous catch by George Kittle. And what else is doing? Looking, firing, and it's caught. Touchdown, George Kittle.
George Kittle, welcome to 49ers Training Camp Rewind. How's it going?
What are we going to rewind?
We're rewinding training camp.
Okay, cool. I'm in. Let's go.
George, year 4 for you. Give us a little insight. How's training camp for you this year?
Camp's going great. You know, it's been really fun this year. I think one of my favorite things about camp so far is just the intensity between the offense and the defense. It's there and it's there every single day. And, you know, how we compete against each other and You got enough. You got the smack talk. You have the big hits. You have this really good blocks. You have the great throws by the QBs, and it's just everyone is performing. And the cool thing is, like, let's say the offense wins a drill, the next drill, hey, the defense is twice as fired up because they're not going to lose 2 in a row. And it's just that competitiveness is awesome. And I know like how hard we're working and how fast we're moving. I know we're putting in good work day in and day out, no matter what. If it's a low rep day or a high rep day, the guys are just coming in every single day expecting to get better. And I think we really are. And I think, just looking back at, where we are now as compared to last fall camp, I think, me personally, I think I've taken strides forward, and I think the rest of our team is definitely taking strides forward.
Let's fast forward back a couple of weeks. I mean, it's a whole offseason that you may have gotten to see the guys on Zoom calls, but your first time actually seeing the whole team as a whole here at the facility. How was that moment?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, the first thing I thought, I was like, hey, like, Jimmy, it doesn't matter if you don't text me back. I see you every day. And so that was one of my favorite things. But it was awesome just to see all the guys. And, I got to meet Trent Williams for the first time, which was sick. And just the rookies. Seeing Kinlaw in person for the first time was terrifying. His calves are the size of my torso, which is insane. So as long as he stays in between the tackles, I'm going to be safe. And so that's just, I tell him that too. I'm like, hey, don't come out here. Like, I don't want anything. Like, stay over there. I'll run my routes. I'll get out of the way. It's okay.
This T-shirt war that you have going on with Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, is it ever going to end?
I don't know why people are calling it a war when I'm winning. Like, I don't know. It's not a war. It's one-sided. I'm just raining bombshells on him. And, yeah, he comes back once in a while with something cute, but no. I'm dominating. Just wait. I have so much more in store. It's going to get a lot better. Jimmy's out there saying, hey, I'm picking my running mate. No, you're not, Jim. No. You think you are, but you're not.
All right, let's talk a little bit about camp. Now we're a couple of weeks in. We're in the thick of things. How has it been with pads on, your first time throwing on pads since February? Give me a little insight.
I'll tell you, I've missed it. There is nothing like putting shoulder pads on and hitting people and, like, working with an entire football team to try to get better, to reach a goal. And, I've missed it because when you are home alone, like, you're home with your family and you can't work out with your friends and all that stuff, your teammates, it's different. And when you finally get back into the facility and you get to hang out with everybody, it just kind of builds you up. And it's awesome. We have such a good vibe in our locker room right now. We have great people in the building. I think, Coach Shanahan and Lynch have done such a great job of bringing in the right people. And so, our team, like I said, we come in every single day together and everyone wants to get better. And you don't have guys complain about reps. You don't have guys complain about really anything. It's just, hey, it's football. Let's ride and let's get better today. It's really fun to be a part of something like that.
All right, George, I need you to put on your coaching hat for a second for this one. This tight ends group, I mean, it's a completely different room than it was last year. You guys have some new faces in the building. Ross Dwelly's a veteran along with you, but new faces. You have Charlie Woerner, you have Jordan Reed, you have a couple of other guys. Tell me a little bit about this tight end group dynamic.
It's crazy. Like you said, it's way different. Last year we had Toilolo, Selleck, Daniel Helm, and, those guys are gone. And it's me and Ross and 3 new guys. And, honestly, it kind of feels like the same room. Like I'll always remember Selleck's one of my closest friends, and I wish Levine luck in New York. But the new guys are, it's definitely, it's fun. And, Charlie Woerner's incredible. He has a great sense of humor. He is definitely filled in. And he's definitely kind of a comedian when he doesn't even try to be. Chase is incredible, great personality. And, Jordan's been really fun to have in the meetings. And, I've learned a thing or two from him just on routes. And it's fun to be around someone that's done it, and is one of the best route running tight ends. He's just incredible. And then on the field too, like Charlie's having, he's taking, 1s and 2s reps, which is really fun to see. And he's come such a long way, and Chase is learning the game too. And, they both have the ability to make big plays, which is what I'm excited about. And I think we have quite a very good tight end room that, can only get better.
All right, last thing, George, big question here. Looking at what you've seen so far in training camp, is there a player that you are looking forward to taking the field this season?
Trent Taylor. Are you kidding me? This dude is so good. So good. Just let him get on the field, and he's just going to – I'm so excited about Trent Taylor. You guys have no idea. Like, I've been working out with this guy for 2 off seasons. He hasn't got to play, and now he's back. He's healthy. He's fast. He's quick. Can catch every single ball. It's going to be so much fun.
I would expect no other answer from you, George. George Kittle, we appreciate having you here on Training Camp Rewind. Got to have you again sometime soon.
See you guys. Get your bobbleheads. Keiana will send them to you for free. You just got to hit her up on Instagram. Bye.
Thanks, George. That's definitely not true. But we've got another exclusive one-on-one with Kittle as we talk more about his record-breaking deal, how the NFC West is putting pieces in place to counter him, and more on his evaluation of the 49ers tight end room coming to 49ers.com soon. Make sure you stay tuned for that. But speaking of tight ends, each week we get to become more familiar with a different 49ers rookie, and this week's no different. Coming up next, we're calling in 49ers rookie tight end Charlie Woerner to see how he's adjusting to the NFL. But as we get him situated, take a look at some of the behind-the-scenes action from the 49ers All-Access show Brick by Brick that aired last night. Did you watch it? If not, don't worry, we got you. Take a look at this.
You got to reestablish yourself, and you got to put it back on tape, and that's the plan.
Number 7 on the top 100, number 1 in your heart, baby, George Kittle.
They have the glass in between the workers and the players and staff, making sure everybody's safe. You know, I think that's what it's all about, is safety.
It's going to be a Niner for a long time. Super excited about it. Ready to play some football, baby. Woo!
I'm going to hit the dance, the renegade. You be on TikTok? Oh, yeah, you see me on the TikTok. Hey, just because I got rhythm, y'all ain't got no rhythm. Hey, point to the camera. Point to the camera. No, take that off.
We are joined by 49ers rookie tight end Charlie Woerner. Got him on the line. Charlie, welcome to 49ers Training Camp Rewind. Last week, we got to talk to Brandon Ayuk, and we learned a little bit about his draft story, but I want to talk to you about yours now, because if I'm not mistaken, you had phone issues, right? What happened with that?
Oh, man, draft day. I remember it being crazy because I remember, like, coming off bad to some fans thinking I wasn't excited because really I was worried because my phone was broken that day. And so I was sitting there, you know, it was the 6th round, and I looked down at my phone and I had 2 missed calls already. And some reason it didn't even pop up on my phone because my phone was broke. And so I was getting all, like, I was starting to sweat. So I called the same number back with my fiance's phone. And I don't remember who it was, honestly. I was like, hey, this is Charlie. And they're like, Charlie, we've been trying to get a hold of you. And then, like, we're about to draft you. I was like, oh, my gosh. So I was really – and then I had to hop on a Zoom call with John Lynch and Shanahan and with my fiance's phone. It was just like a big mess. And so it was an awesome day. But it was that moment right there was stressful as all get out for me. It was an awesome day to be with my family and to have them there to share that day with me. But
thankfully, you got it up and working, and everything is well and all is good. But we just got off a call with George Kittle, and we were talking to him about the tight end room. I want to know what's been your impressions of the 49ers star tight end.
George is an awesome guy. I mean, everyone knows he's a super good athlete, and you know, he just signed his big contract, so super happy for him there. You know, everyone knows that. But, you know, off the field, he's a great teammate. He's been helping me and my fellow rookie Chase out a ton. I mean, he's great with the young guys. He wants everyone to get better. I feel like a lot of people don't know that about him. You know, he's just a really good guy, really good teammate. And, you know, it speaks volumes of who he is and really about this organization as well, because a lot of guys are like that.
During your time at Georgia, you were known as a run-blocking tight end, but now out at practice, I've seen you catching a few passes, especially with Dwelly out for a short period of time. But do you have any goals for yourself in your first year in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't know. I just want to I never really get into numbers, honestly. I just want to perfect my craft, you know, get better at the things that I know I need to get better at, whether it's footwork, whether it's, you know, learning how to do certain little things that Coach Embry and is telling me to do. Really, I'm a big team guy. I wanted to get this team back to the Super Bowl and then win that thing, because that's all I've ever been as a team person. And then you know, I just want to win a lot of ball games, you know, and do whatever I need to do to help the team accomplish that.
Charlie, thank you so much for joining us on Training Camp Rewind. We appreciate you, and have a great rest of camp. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Keiana. That was awesome.
Get to know more about Charlie Woerner, Brandon Ayuk, and the rest of the 49ers draft class in the 49ers Meet the Rookies series debuting on 49ers.com. Also, Charlie's rookie blog detailing his first NFL training camp, learning Kyle Shanahan's playbook, and his virtual offseason is live on 49ers.com right now. Make sure you guys check that out. But did you know Levi Stadium has 4 classrooms, and the 49ers are the first professional sports organization to embrace the STEAM learning concepts for youth. 49ers EDU has served nearly 300,000 participants through its programming of informal education by leveraging football as a platform to connect, engage, and inspire K-8 students and teachers. And to speak a little bit more about how 49ers EDU has taken their work digitally, I'm excited to introduce the director of 49ers EDU and 49ers Museum, Jesse Lovejoy. Jesse, it's a pleasure to have you here. 49ers EDU would see students from all across the Bay Area occupy the classrooms inside of Levi Stadium. Obviously, with COVID, things have changed, but I want to ask you, how has 49ers EDU adjusted to support social distance learning?
Well, first thing first, Keiana, it's good to see you. I wish I was there with you in person in the studio, but thanks for that really kind introduction. You know, 49ers EDU has been around since 2014. All the programs that we provide are obviously very analog in nature, bringing people to our home and using football to inspire kids to pursue STEAM. So when COVID came down, it was really, you know, how do we, you know, be as helpful as we can to teachers, to parents who are turning into teachers, to students who are looking for innovative ways to stay connected. So, you know, we went to work creating as much virtual content as we could. And we're still doing that now. One of the things that I would really push people toward is the 49ers EDU digital playbook, which is online in the 49ers EDU section of 49ers.com. And it's an interactive version of the textbook that we create and distribute to all the students who normally come and see us here at Levi Stadium. So there's interactive lessons on everything from health and nutrition to engineering to physics to geometry. And it's a great supplemental way for teachers to introduce some really fun content and for kids and parents to stay engaged while they're at home. But long story short, it's really about, you know, how do we be helpful and how do we get as active as we can and try and produce as much as we can to service the need.
Jesse, that should certainly make a lot of parents happy and teachers happy, but you brought up the 49ers EDU digital playbook. Can you tell us a little bit about this digital playbook review?
Yeah, I'd love to. So, you know, one of the things that we realized with the playbook is it's a great place for students to land and teachers to land, but we didn't have as much of an opportunity to truly instruct around it. So the digital playbook review is going to be a series of videos that are about 6 to 8 minutes long. You can see the first one we released last week, which is all on forces and physics, introduced by our own Kyle Juszczyk. Shout out Juice for always supporting us. And so we're going to be releasing videos, you know, every few days on that correspond directly to the lessons that are taught in the book. So think of it as a way of, instead of just landing in a great interactive place, you're going to hear from one of our coaches. Might be me, might be Coach Todd, might be Coach Emilio or Coach Roseanne or Coach Sarah. And we'll be saying, hey, here's some of the key terms. Here's some of the lesson objectives. Here's why this stuff is relevant. And then giving students and teachers and kids a face to look at, to be able to connect with before they dive into the interactive material. So check it out. Same spot where you find the digital playbook. It's right underneath. So I really hope that everyone out there can dig in and enjoy it.
Last thing, Jesse, how can people learn more about 49ers EDU and what you guys have got going on?
Yeah, so first thing is just go to the website. You know, you can click into everything that we've developed there. You can find it, go to 49ers Community, at 49ers Community, and tweet at us. We'll get back to you. You can email us at edu@49ers.com, and just kind of keep your eye on our channels. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube. So Google us, you know, search for us, and I think you'll find lots of our content that way, or go to any of the channels that I told you about, and folks can connect with us there.
Thanks so much for joining us, Jesse. We appreciate you stopping by. Also, big thanks to George Kittle and Charlie Woerner for giving us some of their time on their off day. You know, today's the players' off day, so we appreciate that. And that will do it for your 49ers Training Camp Rewind. We will be back this Saturday to recap the 49ers' third block of training camp practices. Also, make sure you tune in to 49ers.com and the 49ers app, as we are going live from training camp every single practice at 10:30 a.m. as we are now under 3 weeks away from week 1 as the 49ers host the Arizona Cardinals. Enjoy your week.